Today we're gonna talk about Metallica, James Hetfield, Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose, and more. So this is not something really new. It's something that has been going on for quite a few decades now, but this story came on whiplash.net. Shout out to this Brazilian rock and metal website, which is pretty great. And in 1992, Guns N' Roses and Metallica toured North America together. Now, these two bands were at the top of their game at the time. If you remember, in 1991, Use Your Illusion and Black Album were like the biggest albums around, and like rock was everywhere. Everyone was buying these records. Everyone wanted a piece of these bands. So scrolling down a little bit, these bands toured together. It had everything to go right, but the tour was marked by complicated episodes. In addition to Guns N' Roses' delays and excesses of both bands, the lead singer, Axl Rose, dealt with vocal problems in most of his presentations. So he had to postpone dates, he had to postpone concerts, and some performances were finished ahead of schedule. So you see where this is going. So you had Metallica, you had Guns N' Roses. This tour was meant to be perfect, and it was like doomed by a series of complications since the beginning. Axl Rose, as you may know of, is not really a fan of being on time. So most on during the past than nowadays, but during the past he was always late to the shows, and yeah, this led to friction between those bands. On one of these occasions in Montreal, Canada, Axl Rose decided to end the show sooner than expected and generated a widespread confusion in the audience, with attacks, fires, destruction of stores and cars, among others. So, chaos. Earlier that night, Metallica had already interrupted their performance in the middle due to the vocalist and guitarist James Hetfield, who had suffered second or third degree burns due to a problem with the pyrotechnic equipment. So this was in all of those behind the music episodes on VH1 back in the day. So yeah, you sum 1 plus 1 and you got chaos all over the place. So even though the memories are not the best, at least for Hetfield, because this tour was a mess, in an interview with Howard Stern, he shared his feelings about what he thought about Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose in particular. So the Metallica frontman highlighted that Guns N' Roses represented everything he and his bandmates didn't like at the time. He said the following: "They were always late, that's why I hated them. They pretty much represented everything we didn't like. The glam, the LA scene, we kind of got away with it at first." There's a video of this, so I'm gonna play the video for you guys. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yeah, let's go.
I am sitting here with the legends themselves, Metallica. I've been waiting for this day for months. This is insane.
You've been talking about it for months.
You know, we were playing a Guns N' Roses song while you guys were...
Sorry to interrupt you, but look how good James is in this video. Like, it's clear that this was not recorded like 1 year ago, because he's so much younger here. Yeah, man. Just wanted to point that out. Metallica are still the best, but the guys' age takes a toll on everyone.
Getting set up. I remember you guys had a whole thing with them, right? James, right? You hated those fucking guys. You went on tour with them, and it was just a nightmare, wasn't it? Do I have that right?
You do have it right.
Yeah. What was the rub there? Because those guys are infamously late. And was that the rub, or were they just prima donnas?
That was it. They were always late. That's why I hated them.
Was that the reason?
I think they pretty much stood for everything we didn't like. The glam, the LA, the everything we kind of escaped in the early days, you know?
Yeah, because everything I know about you guys, and you know, I think people think rock stars are going to be late. They don't care about their fans. You guys, even at the Apollo Saturday night, you're there, you start on time, you don't, no bullshit with everyone waiting for you like prima donnas. I appreciate that so much.
I love that.
Yeah,
too.
It's important to me.
Yeah, so this is the video. This is the reason why James didn't like Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose at the time. So He didn't stand and he couldn't care less about the scene in LA, the glam aesthetics, but most of all, he hated the fact that Axl Rose was not there on time for any of the shows. So, if you didn't know about his story, now you know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.